So this is to show you how to do the bow on your present. This is present 2, which is very similar to present 1 in terms of using the same colour for the bow. This one's just slightly smaller. So before we get started, what I am going to say is you probably would notice that it is a bit off centre. So there's 2 rows here and 4 rows up here, and that is similar in the present 1. That is on purpose because we are adding this 3D aspect, and we're going to be attaching it here. And if it was 2 and 2 at top and bottom, then this bow would kind of go over the edge. So this is exactly what you want, and that means this top one with the 4, that is the top of your work. So you want to be working like this. I have weaved in all my ends. This is what it looks like with your yarn kind of carrying behind. I actually think it looks quite neat, but I know some people don't. If this yarn colour looks a little bit different, because it is, I'm using my stash for these tutorials because I have run out of my Yarnsmith's colour yarn. So it is pretty much colour matched, but it might be slightly different to what you've got. So this should be your antique gold in your Yarnsmiths, and that is what you'll be using for your bow. Again, you're using your 4mm hook for this. So your pattern, there's like 2 parts to it. So the first part is you want to make a slip knot and chain 6. So once you've done that, all you're going to do again is starting in that 3rd chain from your hook, because you're doing half double crochets, yarn over, go into that 3rd one. That's your 1st stitch, and then you'll just be continuing down the chain and end up with 4 stitches. So that's your 2nd, your 3rd, and then your 4th stitch. So all we're going to be doing is working up, and we want 22 rows of this. So we'll keep going. So row 2, and it's all the same every round. You chain 2, that doesn't count as your 1st stitch. You turn it, yarn over, and then you do your 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you need 22 rows of this, so I'll come back when I've finished 22 rows. So that is 21 rows all done. So I'll just do the final 22nd one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got to fasten off and leave a long tail for sewing. So just bring that through and then bring nice long tail. So the pattern says sew the 2 ends together to make a loop. What it means by that is literally the 2 ends pop here, and with your yarn needle make it into a circle. So we'll do that. And this long tail isn't just going to be used for this, it's also going to be used to attach it onto the blanket. So that is why I've made it quite excessively long, probably too long, but it's better to have too much and cut it off than too little. Catch round, do the final one there, and just go through that loop just to tighten it off. And there we have that formed into a loop. So that long tail you want to keep for sewing in later. This short one I will just weave in that end. So that is part 1 of your bow, and you might be able to kind of see it coming together. We're going to be popping that there, but you do need another part to make it look like a bow. So your part 2 says chain 34. So we'll do that at the start. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, perfect. You've got a really nice long chain there. Again, starting from that 3rd chain in your hook, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, and then you'll be continuing down that chain, so you end up with 32 half double crochets. Okay, so you're down to your final stitch, so go in there and then just fasten off. You're only doing that 1 row, Before you do anything, you want to weave these two ends in. So we'll do that now. Okay, so that's your part 1 and that's your part 2. All you're going to do, making sure that this weight join together is in the middle and at the back. You want to wrap this around that. The way you do that, put it at the front, this join, and literally just tie this in a knot around it. That is it. Kind of try and get it to match that join. Now when you flip it over, you've got a lovely bow with little ends, and then this is how you attach it. So you want your sewing needle, put that long tail through, and you're just going to be attaching it just above. So roughly in the middle, if this is a bit of 4, you want it kind of sitting around here, and just attach it in any way you want. If you attach it in one place, then when you hold the blanket up, these might kind of flap. So it's completely up to you. I've only attached it in the middle, but if you want to, you can attach these up here to get that bow to sit perfectly all the time. Literally come through, go round, just find another place in here. Let's do that a few times just to secure it. But that is how you do the bow. It's very simple, and it's the exact same for present 1 and present 2. Exact same size. There we go. And as you can see why earlier I said about having this 4 there and 2 there, is this is obviously quite big and it uses up all of that space.